morning, student. I am Mrs. M. Modi, PGT Economics. I am going to teach you economics subjects. Due to the COVID-19, we could not able to conduct a offline class. But for the benefit and interest of the student, we all teachers are trying best to impart educations to the students. As all of we know that this technology means online class is new to us. So I request each and everyone to cooperate me to make this online class more effective and successful. Now come to the syllabus of class 12. First of all, let us see the syllabus of class 12 economics and its marks distributions. In class 12 economics, there are three parts: part A, part B and part C. Part A is introductory macroeconomics, is carry 40 marks in your exams, and the part B is Indian economic development, is carry 40 marks in your exam, and the project works carry 20 marks. So total is 100 marks for your exam. Due to COVID pandemic, CBSE has deleted its 30% of syllabus. Some of the topics deleted from the money and banking unit are control of credit through bank rate, CRR, SLR, repo rate and reverse repo rate, open market operations and margin requirements. These topics are deleted from the syllabus. And from open economy macroeconomics unit, deleted topics are balance of payment deficit and determinations of the exchange rate. So these all are the topic deleted from your syllabus. Let us start from the part A, that is introductory macroeconomics. Economics. I think you have already studied definitions of economics in class 11. Economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ins and scarce resources, that means having alternative uses. These definitions was given by Professor Robinson. Economics मतलब एक ऐसा साइंस है which studies human behavior as a relationship between ins and scarce resources, that means having alternative uses. Here ins means needs. Our needs, human needs, are unlimited, whereas scarce means limited. Resources are always limited in natures. So we have to utilize and allocate these resources to fulfill our needs, and our needs are unlimited, right? तो ये सब चीज़ों जो स्टडी करता है, that is economics. And now come to the next topic, that is types of economics. There are two types of economics, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. The word micro is derived from the Greek word microst, which means small, जिसका मतलब है छोटा. That's why it studies the behavior of an individual economic unit. Individual economic unit, right? It studies the individual economics unit. For example, demand of an individual's consumer, production of a farm, and it is also known as price theory. Why it is known as price theory? Because it is mainly deals with the price of commodities and factors. And the next is macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is also derived, the word macro is also derived from the Greek word macrost, which means large, जिसका मतलब है बड़ा. That's why it studies the behavior of an economy as a whole. जब इकोनॉमी को सबको एक साथ में जो स्टडी करता है पूरा कंट्री का, so that will come under macroeconomics. And example are aggregate demand. Aggregate here, aggregate means total demand of the country. And then national. National means this word national is derived from the nation. Nation means country, nation, right? National income means you can say total income of the country, right? And this total income of the country is came from the three sectors, that is primary sectors, secondary sectors, and tertiary sectors. Primary sectors include like fishing, mining, agricultures, all these things. And secondary sectors include manufacturing, and the tertiary sectors include like telecommunications, banking, tourism, all these things. So incomes come from the different sources from the different sectors of a country. So that is the national income, means total income of the country. So these all are the come under your macroeconomics theory, right? So in class 12 we are going to study macroeconomics theory in details. Some basic concept of macroeconomics. For this, let us see the classifications of goods. There are different types of goods like consumption goods, capital goods, final goods, intermediate goods. Consumption goods is also known as consumer goods. Consumption goods are those goods which are directly used for the satisfaction of humans' wants. They are not used in the production of other goods. For example, rice and sugar used by the household. So again, this consumption goods is categorized into four parts. That is, the first one is durable goods. Durable goods, and second is semi durable goods, third one is non durable goods, and the fourth one is non materials goods, or simply you can say services. Durable goods are those goods which can be used repeatedly and lasting one. For example, car, televisions, washing machine, fridge, etc. And semi-durable goods are those goods which can be used for a period of 1 year or slightly more. For example, clothes, shoes, furniture, crockery items, electric goods, etc. And the third is non-durable goods. Non-durable goods are those goods which can be used up in single act of consumption. For example, rice, biscuits, etc. And the last one, that is non-material goods or services. Services are the non-material goods which is directly satisfy the human wants. Classification of goods, second point, that is capital goods. Capital goods are fixed asset of production. These goods are like plant and machinery items which are repeatedly used in the process of production. For example, sewing machine. Sewing machine is the best example for capital good. By using sewing machine in the shop, we can produce another goods, another product, and from that we can earn a money, income. And third point of classification of goods, that is final goods. Final goods means those goods which can be used for final consumptions. For example, bread and butters consumed by the consumer. And the last one, that is intermediate goods. Intermediate goods are those goods which are purchased by one farm from other farm as raw materials or as a good for cell. Example is in the production of bread we need sugar, yeast, flour. ठीक है, तो this yeast, sugar, flour and water, these are the intermediate goods for the production of bread. Bread is final good, and sugar, flour, baking powders, yeast, these all are the intermediate goods. My dear students, I hope you all understood what I have explained here today. For your reference, I will send you the notes to your WhatsApp group. With this, I conclude today's online class. Thank you so much and see you in the next class.